You ever see a man's whole life turned upside down in one morning over a cup of coffee he never even finished? That's what happened to Daniel Riga Marine, a teacher, a father, and for one long, hellish year, the most hated man in Indianapolis. And the crazy part is, it all started because he asked three loudmouth college kids to keep it down at Murphy's Diner. You know what I mean? Sometimes in America, all it takes is the wrong skin color and a bad day. So here's Daniel, 66 years old, up before sunrise as usual, sitting in his regular booth back straight, military neat, even though he's been retired for years. It's the kind of place where the coffee is burnt, the vinyl seats are cracked, and the regulars know the difference between small talk and real conversation. Daniel liked the routine. Read the paper, nod to Maria behind the counter, slip $1 in the tip jar, maybe talk a little baseball if someone's in the mood. Then the bell jingles, and in come Tyler Morrison, Jake Sullivan, and Brett Collins, kids with money to burn and attitude to spare. They reek of last night's booze, sneakers too clean for the part of town, talking loud enough to drown out the radio. Tyler makes a crack about old black dudes wasting space, just loud enough for everyone to hear, and suddenly Daniel can feel the room shrink. Maria shoots him a look she's seen him handle a lot, but this is different. Daniel tries to keep it calm, tells them, let's just enjoy breakfast. Nothing threatening, nothing more than any grown man would say. But that's not how they tell it. Suddenly Tyler's on his feet, raising his voice, calling Daniel dangerous, intimidating. And by the time Maria tries to explain, Tyler's already on the phone with 911, putting on the performance of his life. Help! He's threatening us, looks like he's got weapons. And all Daniel can think is, here we go again. The kind of fear you only feel when you realize the country you fought for might turn on you in a heartbeat. Cops show up, 3 cruisers, guns drawn. Patterson, the older cop, comes straight for Daniel, orders him up, hand behind his back, never even asks what happened. Maria begs them to listen, but they wave her off. Daniel doesn't resist. What's the point? They cuff him hard, parade him out in front of everyone. His Purple Heart falls to the floor, right next to the paper he'll never finish. Headline reads, Local Veterans Honored. Hell of a punchline, right? Booking mugshot fingerprints. Daniel's got nothing on him, no weapons, no criminal history, just a wallet, keys, and an old photo of his late wife and daughter. But that night, every TV in the city is showing his face next to the words, Veteran Threatens Teens at Diner. You ever see how fast a good man's name can get dragged through the mud? It's sickening. No lawyer, no bail he can afford, just concrete walls and questions that never stop. Next thing, there's a public defender, Jennifer Walsh, young, new, overworked. She tells him the DA is running for mayor, using his case to look tough on crime. The jury? All but one white, most from the suburbs. Tyler and his friends rehearsed their lies, so well you'd think they were auditioning for Broadway. He threatened us. Said he knew how to make people disappear. The cops back it up, Patterson embellishing details that never happened. Daniel's service record? Judge says it's irrelevant. His students, hundreds who'd stand up for him, aren't allowed to testify. Maria, the waitress, does her best but gets grilled about her immigration status till the jury looks away. A twist nobody saw coming. Key witnesses vanish, one threatened with IC, another scared by his boss into keeping quiet. Feels like the whole world's against him. Even Daniel's body betrays him, mold wounds, acting up, pain etched across his face. The jury doesn't see a hero, they see a bitter old man, maybe even dangerous. His church tells him to stay away, friends stop answering calls, his grandson bullied at school. They say Grandpa's a terrorist, the boy sobs. He's going to prison for threatening white people. How's that for a country you die for? The verdict comes back fast. Guilty on every count. Daniel doesn't flinch, not even when his daughter breaks down behind him. 5 years in state prison, the judge says, for the safety of the community. Outside, protesters cheer. The city moves on. Daniel's just another black man in orange. In prison, Daniel keeps his dignity. He teaches GED classes, helps other inmates read, keeps his head down. Word spreads to Marine, a teacher, a man of honor. Letters pour in from veterans, some he's never met. But the days drag. His daughter keeps fighting, draining her savings, finally find a Loyera Marine, like Daniel, who starts to dig. Then the twist. A reporter named Patricia Santos gets interested, starts pulling records. Turns out those innocent college boys had their own run-ins with the law records buried by their families. Daniel's file was scrubbed of his commendations, his real story hidden from the jury. And out of nowhere, a call from General Samuel Wyatt, retired Army, who says, "Your father saved my life in Vietnam. I have the proof. I'm coming to Indianapolis." The day Wyatt lands in his helicopter, news cameras everywhere, everything changes. Classified files finally open. Turns out Daniel had been recommended for the Medal of Honor, but his paperwork was lost and, let's be honest, buried by a military not ready to honor a black Marine as its greatest hero. And when the heat is on, the three accusers finally confess they lied, thinking no one would believe a black man over them. The judge throws out the conviction. The DA resigns in disgrace. Cops lose their badges. Accusers get jail time. Daniel walks free, cheered by thousands, medals finally pinned to his chest. The diner puts up a plaque in his honor. His old college renames a building after him. The president himself hangs the Medal of Honor around his neck in the White House garden. But Daniel, he just wants his coffee back in the same cracked booth where it all began. Young people come for photos. Strangers thank him for his service. Truth wins, he tells them, but sometimes it takes longer than it should. So what do you think? Did justice win, or was Daniel just lucky this time? Comment below, was this the system working, or just a miracle in a broken machine? And if you think more people need to hear stories like this, share it, because what happened to Daniel Rigg could happen to anyone. In America, justice isn't guaranteed but dignity. Sometimes you have to fight for that all your life.